Hello everybody, welcome. Great to have you in here. Yes, the chat is disabled, folks, but I hope you can listen to it, and I'll explain why in just a minute. Anybody who's known us for a while knows I don't do this too often, but I really do appreciate having you here. Thank you once, and first of all, thank you very much for coming. If you guys can also hit the like button, because we're already yellow coins, so what can I say? It's just another thing to talk about, I guess, but this isn't going to be too long tonight. Just want to catch up with you guys for a few minutes and let you know some things that's been on our mind, the reasons why, and it's going to be a real frank talk about live streaming. And I got to get some stuff off my chest. I got to explain some stuff to you guys, what's going on. I also need to tell you guys some things that Xenia and I have been thinking about doing. So I'm just giving a minute or two in case more come in. Like I say, with limited monetization, it doesn't help so much. But those just seem to be the breaks. That's the way things have been going lately. So, which, funny enough, I was going to touch on too once I got going. So I guess it's just par for the course. That's the way I look at it. So thank you for joining us. This is not our usual time, of course. You're all well aware of that for the most part. If you're newer here and don't know us so well, this not too often this happens, but I just feel it's the time. I really do. There's been a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening, and I think it's time we just had a frank talk about the whole scenario. What Xenia and I got going on without the distractions of a wheel, without the distractions of tactile, without distractions of whatever be the case. And that's why the chat shut off. But once again, I hope you guys will listen to the message. And also, too, if you can hit the like button, if you can let everybody know, it does help compensate a bit for the, a lot actually, excuse me, for the yellow coin. It feels always weird going on now without Xenia. But there's certain things, you know what, I would just rather, if somebody's got to make an ass of themselves, I'd rather it be me and not drag her into it. So that's kind of the way I look at it. So yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I was going to give a few minutes, usually to be more boring, but limited monetization is not going to help things. So let's just cut to the chase. It's not going to be too long tonight, but I definitely hope you'll listen to what I have to say, and you'll hear it for what it is. Don't decode it. Don't look around. Anybody, because certain ones like to do that. Please don't take it at face value. It is what it is. Okay. Live streaming first. I'm going to get into. Back when Xenia and I first started, we wanted to promote our business. We were here to be an uploads only channel. Not only were we not even vloggers or anything in front of the camera, we were behind the camera. I'm not going to go into all the history of it, but we did some. We hit 1,000 subscribers. Back then you needed that to go live. We went live. People seemed to like it, so we did a couple more. Then we brought on a guest. That went well. Summertime, hard to get people, so we started talking more about our YouTube experience. People seemed to like the way we did our thing. So that kind of evolved, I guess I'd say, into Tech Talk Tuesday. But also then some people, wanted to play games, stuff like that. We had all kinds of games. It was kind of an all or nothing because we didn't know what we were doing. We were just getting our feet wet into it. We had no plans of ever becoming a live stream. We weren't set up for it. We didn't know how to do it. So we just ran with it and did what we could do. So that got us to there. And then I think we started evolving. I think we found our voice. The wheel came out of necessity as we started playing those games and stuff like that, which became quite popular. Always quite proud of that. I'm proud of everything we've done on here. I think we, for the underdog at a time when there was some really big dogs, it's a good feeling. Had on a lot of great guests. And, I just realized my mic is down. Sorry about that. There we go. I apologize, and I don't want to deafen anybody if I just talked too loud. My mic was down. That's what's hard when you're doing this all by yourself. You're used to a routine. But I digress. So, okay, mic's up. I really believe in the potential of live streams. And what I'm about to say tonight, first and foremost, because there's about three main things here. The first one is going to be about live streams in general. And I don't expect this to be popular with a lot of people. I don't like saying it. I've danced around it for a long time. So I want to be brutally clear first off. I know a lot of people, even now, again, there's this wave telling everybody to become a live streamer. Live streamers where the money's at. Live streamers where to go. Just scrap your channel, become a live streamer, no questions asked on that. Bad advice, horrible decision, and truthfully, I don't say this often because you know what's going to happen. There's always going to be somebody say, oh, they just don't want the competition. That honestly, try your best to avoid becoming a live stream channel at all on YouTube at this point. That's the short and simple of it. If Xenia and I had known then what we know now, we would have taken a very, very different path to be on here. I believe there's tons of potential, and I believe there's some channels doing some serious stuff on here with live streams. I've seen it with my own eyes. I believe it is in the minority, to be perfectly honest. That's really pushing the potential of what can be done here on lives. But that said, I don't think there's enough protection here to do a live stream. I don't think it's set up for it. I think it's brought over too much of the mentality that came from the gamer side of it at the time. Today we had a great channel, Raiders, that is a gaming channel that does all of his streams. Basically everything is live. He does a fantastic job. There's exceptions to the rule, and they are doing it. But it's very rare. It's very hard to do, and most channels are not getting that chance to do that, even if they want to do it. It's just not set up for it here. That's my humble opinion on the whole thing. I think it's created such a toxic environment. I think it's chased away more channels. It's bullied more channels. It has discouraged more channels than anything, bar none. I mean, we haven't been in this for years. We just crossed 2 years being back at YouTube, and it'll be 2 years since we started live streams. And what I see going on is nothing short of, what can I say? I'll call it an absolute disgrace on here, you know? And that's a really sad thing to see, because I think there's so much potential. Videos are great. They're always going to have a place. Everybody needs something to watch. But live streams are the cutting edge, on the forefront of what's done here. I'm broadcasting right now out of our house in Montreal to all of you. Live. And yes, usually tonight the chat's not on, but usually that's on full interactive. Share automatically with ease with something like OBS, sharing videos, sharing documents, etc., etc. The possibilities are absolutely endless. I have no doubts in the technology. I have no doubts that there's some people that can do really great things with it. I don't think it's set up on here at this point that makes it worthwhile for most people to get involved into. I feel it brings out more animosity, more jealousy, more hate, more fighting, more bullying, more everything. Everything you can think of bad that can go on a platform, live streams get 90% of it. There is some channels that will not like each other, put some bad comments, but you know what? Those comments usually get held in review because you have them tagged already. You remove them and you go on as such. You know, if they were to remove the dislike button tomorrow, well, that's the end of all problems. It, you know, that's the only thing that would be standing in their way. And that's become like less and less of a problem for a lot of the video ones, and that there's just not this. Live streams on here, I believe, have become a fast gateway to money. I don't have any issue with anybody getting paid for what they do on here. They work hard and people enjoy what they do. Like I say, you're not getting much from YouTube. It's great. We get super chat. We don't turn them away. We don't anything like that. More than gracefully accept them. But it's also not the focal point of the channel, and it hasn't been, because we would have jumped onto stuff a long time ago if it was. We did believe in cutting our teeth and trying to learn more and stuff like that onto it. You know, Xenia and I are just at a loss what's been going on in that, and where do we continue from here? I'm stuck in more conversations that I never wanted part of. I'm in places. I always said to think of YouTube like real life. And I always said, it's like coming to a city and you're there and you don't know anybody yet, and there's all kinds of good alleys and there's all kinds of bad alleys, and this one's grabbing you, come here, this one's telling you to go there. And you get caught up in all these things, and I just believe by you have a live stream, you get caught up in the worst of the worst all the time. It's not one particular instance, it's just seems par for the course. And because it's mostly, when it's said and done, a lot of live streams are popped up for the sake, it's for super chats. It's, let's go, let's get this thing monetized as fast as possible, and let's get some money rolling in onto it. And what happens when you bring that kind of, so that's the thing. It's not, with videos, they can make money as well. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is, it's not that kind of instantaneous. It takes there's going to be, you got to hustle in anything that's a solitary business. You got no other choice, especially because you're do or die. It's up to you onto it. But there's a difference between that and this grind. Like, I hear grind going on all the time now. That's become one of my new pet peeve words that I can't stand. Because basically most of the time when somebody comes to me, or I see it in a chat, or somebody else live stream, wherever, and that, yeah, I'm grinding. Grinding means grabbing channels, get me monetized. Not build up the channel, not add anything to it. I have nothing against networking, for God's sakes. I have the wheel and I have the push on top. So I'm not waving no flags against networking. I don't want my words getting minced any shape or form. But I've always said, and anybody can quote me on this that's follows anything like the time, it's all about balance. And I feel on the live stream side, it's a complete landslide most of the time. There are some good ones doing it. There are. I've seen them. I'm not going to name them out because I don't think it's right to name anybody in all of this stuff. But a fair majority of them, and I think if we all look honestly at what's going on around us, are going to come to that same agreement. I see people fighting constantly, not just the ones we're caught up into, but other people. We're all like, and the sad part is, we're like parents and stuff like that now, and I don't get it. I do not get it. I cannot wrap my head around that. I don't know how can go and work a job or take care of family or all these things, and then come on here and turn into some, I mean, there's not even a word for it. It gets so bad on here. I mean, I would be so embarrassed to ever be seen like that in public. I'm embarrassed to be part of stuff that I never even asked to be part of. So I can only imagine doing it. I mean, you couldn't tell. There's no way. And if there are people you can tell in real life you're doing it, well, I don't know what to tell you. But, I've told my friend when I was home the last time at my parents' place, we were talking, and I said, I get caught in messes sometimes with people that if I seen them coming one way down the street, I'd be on the other side. Or if they showed up my door, I'd kick them out in a heartbeat. Wouldn't even let them pass the front gate. But because there's so much going on here and so much manipulation, so much fighting, so much divisions drawn, I don't see a way out of it for most. And that's why a lot of channels just leave, because they don't see a way out of it either. And I think that's the saddest part of it all. It's so fucking sad to see some really good people that really have good intentions just say, this is not for me. And you know what? Maybe they're smarter and better for it. I mean, if you're going to look at a scenario, you got to look at all sides of it. Maybe they have a point. Maybe they're saying, you know what? I don't want this place to taint me. I don't want to become this. I'm not this in real life. I don't want to be it here. Because if I start being it here, I'm going to be it in real life. It's unreal. I said that a couple of weeks ago. I started a live stream by saying, I'm sorry, I'm part of the problem. I'm a live streamer. I think it's become an absolutely toxic place. And with that said, how do you build something proper into it? Because as much as your intentions are to build something proper, it's like building, I don't know, a new store with 10 biker bars and strip clubs all around it. Well, great, you're building a nice family-friendly place and you're doing all the work and you're putting in the extras. And the other ones are just opening up shop and throwing beer bottles out the window within 2 hours. You can only control your elements so much. You're going to get grouped in by association. And it's very hard to escape that. It's the system in here, the way YouTube is set up with it, doesn't let you really escape from it. They were not ready. They wanted to compete with Twitch. They took on live streams, and I get all that. I just switched at the time because YouTube was supposed to be more, a mature platform. They could have put in a little bit more of a basis to protect creators that were on here. I really feel we all got kind of thrown to the dogs onto it. And there's some people that really, I'm appalled by their behavior, ashamed, and start off as good people. And, I just feel like sometimes we're dipping down that road, and I don't want no part of it. I don't. It's corny. It's some people find that's a bad answer, but like I said, everything we do now on the internet is going to stay on the internet in some shape or form. It ain't going away. And we got kids, we got kids now, grandkids down the way and stuff like that. I don't want them to look back and be appalled, embarrassed at what their grandfather was on here. I don't want that. I think there's all kinds of room to make an adult show that people can watch. I don't see why not. I don't buy the argument you can't. But it's hard to do it in a climate where there's just so much childishness going on. I mean, I don't need to bring up examples. Look around you, and you've seen it already. Either you've seen it, you've been appalled by it, you've been trying not to think about it, or unfortunately you're becoming part of it. There's really only 3 options there. That's not the way it should be on here, and I don't think there's any real way to fix it myself. I think the only way would be if YouTube got rid of live streams completely and started them over again. That's my honest opinion. I think it's just going to get worse and worse on here. Bigger channels are using them as a side, every now and then to connect with their audience or something like that. They're all right. They don't. It's the day-to-day grind, because the day-to-day grind ones are primarily about super chats. It's not about getting endorsements. It's not about getting product placement. It's not about getting to memberships. It's got no end goal to it except get monetized. Get monetized. Get monetized. That's all we ever fucking hear is about getting monetized. And hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You can tell me on later. But that's just what I see. And there's nothing wrong with getting monetized. Once again, if it's in its truest form and was there to build on stuff, great. But it's not to monetize to start building on something and go further with it. It pretty much seems to begin and end with super chats. And once the super chats are okay, channel set, I'm good to go. Let's get on. Let's do this. Let's get some money flowing in. There's nothing wrong with people earning money. I hope people are getting that, because I said before, and I sometimes wonder if people are getting it. It's not the problem with people earning money if you're working towards building something that's sustainable. But if it's only on to get on for the sake of fucking super chats and that's it, Well, yes, people are going to fight because every time somebody, God forbid, gets $1 in another chat, they're biting their lip, frustrated, angry, pissed off because they think that dollar should be going to them. That's what happens. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, that's what's happening the majority of the time on here. Everybody's watching. They're not on. They're looking on the stream. Look. Ah, I just gave him $5. Why? This guy sucks. Oh, I'm going to go live and complain about the other guy and bash him for an hour because that $5 should have went to me. That's what it is. I've heard every excuse in the book what it is, and that's what it comes down to every time in that kind of scenario. When channels are based around that, that's exactly what it is. Where is the money going? And get it over here. And like I said, it's okay to earn money on here. Nobody's saying it's not. But because of that mentality, that brings out the absolute worst in people. And that's where all this happened. And this is not like from the last week or the last month. I'm talking basically pretty much early on experiences on this place. Xenia and I feel we've accomplished a lot. And we've met some fantastic people along the way. But I've watched a lot of people that I admired go down. I've watched a lot of people that I thought were good turn bad. I've watched a lot of people that were bad turn other people bad. And it's disheartening. It's disheartening at the point where you become so jaded on here that it's hard to even pour your heart into what you do anymore. And I've seen it in Xenia and I by times. I've seen us have to end a couple streams where we said we're not giving you a full show. And you know what? Some that we didn't end that we should have. Quite frankly, we should have. We're fighting our own demons as well through all of it and stuff like that. But you know what? You guys deserve it. I truly believe that you should put the same love and attention into a live stream as you do a show, or otherwise don't do it. It's a show just like a video upload, just like a TV show. No difference. I don't see it. I won't buy it. Different ways of reaching people, but the message should still be the same in the end. You have to entertain, have a plan, go through the whole motion of it, make sure you cover all those bases. And I just don't feel like it's doing it. I just think it's just bringing out the worst in people. People are forgetting that they're what they even came here for. And it's widespread. So my biggest advice is if you haven't started a live streaming channel yet, don't. It's not worth it. And if I could go back to the Andrew of past and give him advice, that's exactly what I would tell him. You can go live once in a while, but go live about the topic of what you do and stuff like that. Xenia and I would have changed the topic we've done. We would have went away from cinematics, did something with us, not vlogging, I don't see it, but we would have done something. And maybe did lives once in a while to connect with people, to convention premieres and stuff like that and everything. You know? Because once you live stream for a while, like our channel's a live streaming channel at this point. It's so pegged. It's been a year, and it's coming up on 2 years, March 29th. We have 11,000 subscribers. We upload a video, we're going to get, maybe 300 views. But then lately we've been trolled so much, even our views are getting pushed down on our regular stuff, our live streams. So, you know, what do you do with that? So that's my advice. It really is horrible. I'm so tired of the drama that comes with live streams. I'm so tired of hearing the divides. I'm so tired of I'm so sick and fucking tired of it all. Xenia and I are just beat. Look at my eyes. I look like a zombie. You know, and guess what? We do have a life outside of doing YouTube as well that we got to take care of. We do have kids outside of YouTube we got to take care of. All those things are important. And I truly believe that I wanted to come. I truly believe it's possible to have a good experience on here. Yes, you have to have thick skin. You have to get used to people not liking you. That's a given. You have to. If you can't deal with that, don't go on social media and don't go on here. Good God, I almost called it social media because that was the point I was going to say, that live streams have brought the social media element into YouTube. But that's what I meant. I don't believe in its true essence, and it should be treated that way, but I believe it's crept in. But you do have to have a thick skin. Xenia and I are fine. We've had channels come in, and literally, you fucking suck, and I'm out of here. And those messages make me as happy as somebody who comes in and says, I love what you do. Because that's a person that knows what they like, knows what they don't like, They don't like us. We're not the right fit. They're going to find somebody who they like. And that's just as valuable as somebody who likes you. It is so important to be able to deal with that. You got to. There's no way around it. You got to accept it. And they're not for everybody. But this, what goes on here is a way above anything like that. There's no comparison. I mean, it's the most cutthroat, cliquish, juvenile thing I think I've ever been a part of in my adult life. And I used to be a trucker, known for some pretty juvenile clicks into it and stuff like that. This is probably the most juvenile thing I've ever had a part of in my adult life. And I constantly just want to kind of hang my head that I'm involved with it in any shape or form, because I certainly don't want to add to it. That's for sure. It's, I think people are almost having trouble. They're almost like trying to run away from their real lives and come on here and pretend to be 11. I'm just a number somewhere around there, 14 max, for a couple hours to burn off steam. I mean, seriously, people see what you do here. You want to be an 11-year-old, I don't know, drink a juice box laying on the floor if that's your case. At least people aren't going to see you doing it. And I think it's going to be toxic the whole way through. I don't see how it's going to end. I don't. I heavily believe into it's not a popular idea, but they would charge to be on here, and viewers would have to register to be on here. It would be a mature audience. Yep. It really would. I know it's not popular with people, but it's the truth. I would love it. I would love to be able to come on and just be able to worry about our live stream, worry about our audience, and just only have to worry about that. And anything in time there would be a real problem, because there wouldn't be many, because people would be accountable. YouTube would know where to get them if it's out of line. Same with a creator that went out of line. They put up $1,000, $2,000. They're not going to want to screw around with their channel anytime soon, because they don't want to lose that money that they invested into it. There's something to be said for having skin in the game. Even as a viewer, having to register with a credit card. It's not so easy. It cuts out all the bonding. And they can leave comments. Hey, what's wrong with your video? This really sucked last night. Why did you do this? Why did you say that? They're fully within it. You can't cut off people from having no opinion. Just when they decide to threaten people or doxing people, swatting, all those things that go on in here, fighting with people, and I've seen people insulting other people's children on here and stuff like that. We've been called some things. I don't get into them because you know what? We don't need all that drama. I'm not a drama channel and I don't bring it on. So it's there, seen it, and unless we had to deal with it, it involved you guys. But I don't think there's a lot of YouTubers that have been in for a while on the live stream side that don't get it. I think it's just, unfortunately, it's become part of what being a live streamer is on here. And that's the saddest part. And before we all go and get the idea or get told to go run over to another platform, live streams started on lots of platforms before this, especially Twitch popularized them. And look at the stuff that went on over there. So it's not like other ones are growing. And the new ones are growing, and they're getting the same kind of problems, just not as big a scale yet, but it's following, so it's not easy to outrun. And after everything Xenia and I have been through, you don't think we would have been out the door if we would have had an easier option by now? I mean, we're not the world's gift to YouTube, and we're certainly not gurus. But I think we're people that keep our finger on the pulse enough that if something really clicked and made sense, we probably would have bolted by now. So there's a reason. YouTube is by far the biggest in the world, second largest search engine after Google, and that's just the way it is. So, until that changes, until that fact doesn't exist anymore, that's just the way it's going to be. And the other ones don't even hold a comparison to it. I mean, so unfortunately, I don't know. See what time brings. That brings us to our channel. Because I'm just so sick and tired and exhausted, and we were looking at making some changes. Xenia and I are going to heavily weigh what we got to do on here because, this is no way to exist on a platform. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And it's become more and more childish. People mention stuff, I just don't even care anymore. Like, I'm so numb to the bone sometimes with all the whining and the crying and the moaning and the this and the that, you know. And it just seems like it never stops. It just seems like a steady pour that you can't even differentiate one between the other anymore. Doesn't mean we don't have a ton of awesome people that with us. We do. Unfortunately, the awesome ones pay for the ones that do all this. And I just want to be more productive on here. I want my time to count. I backed off a lot of things this year to really try and not be caught up in stuff. But that's where I realized that, you know what, you could back up and lay down on the floor. You're still going to get caught up into it with live streaming as your principal channel actions. See it day in, day out. It's not just me. I see it happen around a lot. That's why Xenia and I have said that we were thinking of some new stuff. We even show you one night. But we are now looking at starting a new show. And we've been putting it off because we had to take care of so much of the problems. But the problems are just going to have to learn to be problems and deal with it on their own. We got to do something. We got to do something because being on here is not it's not a positive experience. There's some great things into it, and love the people that we have, and we have some amazing people. Like, look at tonight. We just went on with the title. Look at, we're already yellow coined by the moment we pretty much hit the go live. Yellow coined. I mean, between that and the botting and the trolling and the stupid bickering and all that stuff, I've heard it all, and I honestly just don't want to hear any more of it. I don't want to become them. I don't want to be a part of them. I don't want to be associated with them. I don't want to... all levels of it, from just basic hate, stupidity, griping and moaning, and people not doing stuff about their own channel, but yet, like, you know, there's a million things to this. I hope people understand the scale of what I'm talking about here. I really hope you understand. It's not just about the buying. It's not just about the yellow coin. It's not just about channels fighting amongst each other. It's not about the gossiping and then the fighting. It's all of it. It's every single bit of it. It's so fucking tiring. It's draining. It's exhausting. It's no way to be on here. There's no need for it. Serves no purpose, no benefit to anybody. You know, it's like everybody turns into like freaking teenagers on here. I don't know. There's people running from some life out in their real life, or whatever the case, or whatever issues I got. I'm not here to fix them. And if you can't control them on here, well, I don't want to have any part of it. I just want to do our show with people who like what we do. And I think at this point, Xenia and I are going to like start working hard to get that new show going, which means maybe taking off some of the days a week that we live stream, cutting them back, getting rid of. I don't know yet. That I don't know. We're not cutting anything off like cold cut and dry or anything like that. Maybe a mix of two. We're looking at starting a new channel and bringing the show out. And it won't be live, this one. It would be pre-recorded. And... you know, because we fought a good battle, and I ain't scared of nobody on here. But the thing is, how long do you just want to do it? I mean, how much can you deal with stupid and not feel stupid yourself? And the more you let that get to you, the more it hurts the way you are on here, the more it will eventually trickle down to your family. Because I can't see people being that insane that they have a division that wide between how they are in here and that. And you can feed me all the garbage in the world about playing a character and stuff like that and everything. That's just a teenager talking to the principal, philosophizing his way out of what he did. Oh, it wasn't me that smoked in the bathroom. It was since the dawn of time when, man, I mean, that's what kids do. I have a 22-year-old son and a 13-year-old. I've heard it all. They're all philosophizers, that one. But they give it up at a certain age. Blame is blame is blame is blame. Listen, I just believe with channels, they're doing videos, they tend to stay more focused on what they do. I really do. I believe that YouTube does not protect any creator well enough to be able to do a proper live stream on here because it's too vulnerable, too tainted, it's too raw, and it's too easy to attack. Because a lot of times what happens is a live stream starts up, somebody feels left out, so what do? Their answer, they go start another live stream with their little torch burnings, get them all around together. Oh, you don't like the channel? Oh, I don't like that channel either there. And there you go. You got another outsiders going on right before your very eyes, which always ends so nicely. You know, I'm 46 years old, parent of 3, married, got a life. I don't need this. I don't need this, and I don't want to be associated with it. Are we giving it up? No, but we're going to be changing a lot of things about it. What exactly? We're going to keep you guys posted onto it. But it's time to make some changes on here because I don't want to be anything. If there's any kind of legacy on here, I don't want it to be mixed up with a bunch of messes. They want to be, you know, everybody has their own responsibility to be somewhat of an adult on this platform, like anything else in real life. I don't look at it as any different. I don't look at it as any different here than I would with my kids out wherever, anything like that. Yes, we put on a bit for our camera. We'll over-accentuate, Xenia, all that stuff. Like, you know, yes, she shrieks my ears, but it doesn't always deafen me. But it doesn't mean we turn into a whole new person. I still know that my kids could be watching any minute. They know how to get on here. My oldest son is 13. He's legal age to get on YouTube. I don't want him being humiliated. I get him being a little embarrassed that his dad and mom are on here and she'll give me a lipstick kiss. You know, he's like, oh, mom, I get that. That's normal embarrassment. Embarrassment is when your kids look and say, God, I wish they would act as old as I am. That's the kind of stuff I don't want to be associated with. That's what I am running from. Running as fast as humanly possible from. I do not want to be that on here. I have no intention of being on here, and I don't want to be guilty by association of that on here. And Xenia and I are just running. I'm hoping we'll get lots of support from you guys as we bring this show and get it together, that you guys will check it out, see what we do. If it's not for you, I understand as well. We're still going to be doing our lives, but we might be changing hours. I don't know. Maybe we'll even add a couple more in for the moment. I don't know. But we gotta start adding some new stuff into it and start thinking about what we're going to be on here. I think Xenia and I are not the perfect YouTubers by any sense of the word. That's what I think people like about us, the ones that do like us, is we're not perfect. We make mistakes and we own up to them. I'll always say I owe Linus Tech Tips, a channel with over 10 million. He taught us that in tenfold. Always dropping stuff, the show not start right, the intro messing up, and owning it. And not trying to, no, that never happened, and own it. I'm not embarrassed about that, because you know what? We've always tried. We've always had to teach ourselves new things. We've invested a lot in what we do. We built up a lot in what we do. Of course, there's going to be problems with that. There's going to be learning curves into all of it. But at least we're trying to do something than just go on and pass the buck, for pardon the pun. Like I said, we've gotten money from people on that. I'm not sorry about that. I appreciate what they've done. Don't get me wrong. I do with all my heart. But I feel we work hard enough that people give us money and they enjoy what we do. I don't think we're shysting it out of them. I don't think we're wasting it. I don't think we're just take the money and run. I don't know how many times we even show like our studio, how much money we put into it. Where's it going? Just bought this, just got that. We don't have to do that, no. But it's nice to know where some of it's going. That it's not just... I believe they're there to help your creators that you like to succeed so they can do better content to make your watch time better. I always believe that everything has to be a two-way street, and that's not greedy. Like I said, that's the same as in love. If two people aren't benefiting from it mutually, it's not working. And that's the same all the way down in anything in life, any kind of relationship, with a boss, with a coworker, with a fellow student. And yes, even doing shows on live streams and stuff like that, videos, etc. There's got to be some give and take on both sides so they feel good when it's done, that they both enjoy themselves. They both feel they either want to come back and watch more or create more onto it. But it's there to promote the creators on that side to get them to do better content. And I hope we are doing that, and we keep trying to get better. We keep trying to think of new things to do. Some things work, some things flop, but you don't know until you try. I think we've been pretty good at accepting when we flop. It's not the end of the world. But I don't think we can keep doing it on live streams, because this is going to be one of the most hateful rounds of messes I've ever been associated with. Childish. There's so many things wrong with it. There's some really great ones doing it, and I cannot stress that enough. But for the huge majority of it, folks, it's not working. It's just not working, and it's just created such a toxic atmosphere on here. And no, we got to make some changes for ourselves, at least. If YouTube's not changing it, we got to change it for us a bit. So like I said, we're not going away right away off of live streams, and maybe not even anytime soon. But we're definitely going to start working on some other stuff, and we got to get it going ASAP, which means we might cut back some onto it. We'll definitely let you guys know. I hope you'll stay with us through it. I hope you do. The ones that have been supporting us on that. The ones that are not supporting us, just don't even bother coming over. You're going to hate. You hate us here, you're going to hate us there. And I'm not acknowledging it, as I always do. I'm not giving it the time of day. I'm not doing a bunch of streams about it or stuff like that. We're going to do what we do. And I think that's the best plan for us. There's more than enough people that want to bicker and fight and all that. I don't recommend it, but if that's what you so choose to do, find other ones into it. It makes for great battles. For us, we're not much entertainment on it, so it's too bad. We're getting close to 2 years of live streams. Should be beaming right now. Should be on top of the moon. Less than a month to go. But it seems like every milestone we've ever hit or done on here or accomplished, it gets tainted by somebody else's pissy ass attitude towards everything, and I'm so sick and tired of it. And I'm so sick of hearing about it. And I'm so sick of the whining about it. We were given no other opportunities than anybody else, and we're not a big channel. Zero delusions about it. It's pretty sad. So, it's time Xenia and I take back our lives on here, honestly. We've been holding on to them. I think we've done pretty good, given the patterns, stuff like that. We've slipped a couple times, but hey, we're not perfect. Never claimed to be. But for the majority of it, it would have been so easy to fall into dirty-ass mud-slinging lives all the time. But everybody else and all that. That's not what I want to be on here. Somebody wants to be remembered for an ass, that's their choice. That's not my decision for them. So I got to worry about us. We worry about us. So I think we've been really excited about the prospect of getting a show going of our own. Something that kind of really captures the essence of what we do. And I think it's going to be pretty good myself. I like to think so anyways. So with that said, I don't know what else to add to it. I don't want to keep it too long. I feel like I've already gone on long enough. And I mean, there's part of me wants to just blow a gasket and scream. But you know what? Once again, I'd be like them, and I don't want to be like them. So I think I'm just going to leave it on the positive note, folks, that we have plans for other things. I hope you'll be part of it. We'd love to have you be part of it. I hope you'll support us through it while we're doing it, as it might take away some time. Live streams, that we don't know yet. I just wanted to bring that up and let you know why we have to do this. I mean, we got no other choice. We got to do something to balance it out, at least minimum, because live streams all the time, it's just draining. We're lucky now, and not to push it, but we do have memberships. If you haven't checked them out, we're going to be doing some on-off. Like, we're looking forward to them because they're unlisted and we don't have all the outside interference. And God help anybody who tries it in there if they stuck in with a membership. They're not going to be happy because it's not going to last long. I'm not entertaining no bullshit in there. I want everybody that is a member to have the best time of their life in there because they believe in us enough to support us. And I plan to give them all I can. That's right. So... But also, too, the shows are still continuing on here. Yes, anybody who was hoping tonight the wheel was going to be gone when I was going to say it throughout, it's not. Pusha Push gone, it's not. And as well, Tech Talk Tuesday, Spotlight features and that stuff. We're going to do our best. Spotlights do take a lot of resources and that, so those might start to fall a little bit by the wayside here and there as we start working on the other stuff. But we'll see where that goes. We're going to play that by ear. So to you all, thank you so very much for everything you guys do for us. And I want you guys to have a fantastic night. Thank you for sitting in through this. Thank you for hitting the like button. It really does help out a lot. Yes, it is yellow coin, the moment we went on, which we're also so friggin' frustrated with lately. Just feels we can't have enough comments coming at us at one time. But we are pushing through it. We just might always bring our perfect A game, but just know that we're always trying. All right? You can be a good person and be on here. It's just you got to make choices of staying away from what's going on wrong. And there's a lot going on wrong here, and it's bringing out. I'm watching channels botting themselves to death. We're pissed off because we know it's hurting our channel. I don't know why somebody would go and do it to themselves intentionally. Go figure. It's driving people to these kind of extents. It's driving people to do stuff they don't want to do on here. It's driving people to just their channel down the drain. So it's your channel. You're in control of yours. Make some decisions wisely. Just wanted to say, think about it before you go and change it all over to live streams. It's not as pretty a picture as it's sometimes sold. It can really do a lot of damage. And you get like us, who's over 11,000 looking at it. We're probably going to have to do the video on the other channel, make a new channel, because this one's so pegged as a live stream. It'll take us forever and a day to try and get it turned over into videos. So till then, just be good to each other, folks. If you're good to yourself and you stay away from that, and I don't know, if there's any way that I'm missing to stay away from all these messes, please DM us and let us know, because we could use the advice at this point, because it's been a year and a half and it just seems like one after another come following around whether you want them or not. Till next time, we'll see you guys. Take care, be well, and a ton of love to you.